guys, welcome back to the Cantina. Please feel free to subscribe, hit the bell for more content, hit the like button, share away here. We share away here for love of Star Wars. And I want to kind of tell you that this is sort of an idea that I'd had floating around in my head about something I would tell Bob Iger if I could. So, hope you enjoy it. It's a shorter video. And hey guys, welcome back to the Cantina. It's Stephanie, your friendly neighborhood bar manager, bartender, purveyor of Star Wars news, talking about lore and how to fix what was broken by the very apathetic, unhappy people at Lucasfilm who don't seem to be real Star Wars fans. And I kind of want to address this. If Bob Iger should ever see this, how do you fix Lucasfilm? Well, first of all, you got to go back to the drawing board. How do you fix Star Wars? You got to remember, that Star Wars is not Disney. It should not be treated as Disney property, but as Lucasfilm, separate, all right? Separate from the rest of Disney's properties. And the reason why is because it is a wholly different idea on storytelling. It's a deeper story. It's a more well-rounded story. It's a fairy tale and a saga and a cultural masterpiece that needs to be honored and protected. None of that's happened. Now, I know you guys saw it as a good way of making billions of dollars. Well, you haven't, okay? We know the difference between net box office and gross box office, and it has not paid for itself. Lucasfilm has not, despite what CNBC said in that article that came out a long time ago. It did not pay for itself. They added up gross box office because that's how they gloss numbers, is they use gross. I'm talking net because I live in the real world. And net box office has probably made maybe $2 billion, maybe $1.3 billion, depending on how you slice up the pie, at the net box office that each film has brought in, and then take away the $200 million that Solo dropped. You know, you got to understand, you cannot treat this franchise like the MCU. There has to be thought behind it. There's a lot of deep, meaningful things in Star Wars. You know, not that there isn't in things like the MCU, but hey, you know, this is Star Wars, so it's different, and you can't treat it as something like the MCU. Putting out a movie a year is almost too much. And there's a reason why. Star Wars fans are used to waiting. We're used to waiting so we get a good thing. And that's what we wanted. And that's what we expected. And we got mediocrity, an okay thing, a horror story, and then I don't even know what Solo was, but it was not good. It was terrible. And Alden Ehrenreich was awful. I mean, I call him awful Ehrenreich for a reason. Here's another thing. I think before episode 9 comes out, because we all know, everybody knows who has a brain knows that if it doesn't make $1 billion, it's going to be a failure. Okay? Here's the deal. Listen very closely. It's not going to make $1 billion. Opening weekend is everything, and it's opening up against Jumanji, Terminator 6, and I think there's even another one opening up that weekend. Okay, so, you know, what you're going to do, all right? Here's what you do. I think there's a case for a massive personnel change at Lucasfilm right now. Right now, okay? Getting rid of people that have caused trouble with the fan base, distancing Lucasfilm from ancillary websites and YouTube channels and podcasts like Steel Wars, MakingStarWars.net, Star Wars Action News, and all the rest of these garbage tier sites have caused trouble for you with the fans because, you know, they have gone out and done everything they could to drive us old school fans off. And look what's happened. Hasbro's lost millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on Star Wars. Toys R Us is gone. You can't sell the merchandise. The books rot on shelves. You know, I can't, you know, do you get it now? Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay. You need to do something about that, and you need to make it transparent so we all know. Now let's talk about Rian Johnson. A lot of people out there saw you guys buy set up a movie production company in London. It was Disney, I assume. I haven't seen any real proof that it was actually Disney that did it. And I want to say this. I want to say that a lot of people think it's Rian Johnson. Now, I happen to think that it could be Benioff and Weiss. However, if you want to make the fans happy, the most infamous, unpopular, hated person that has worked with Star Wars since George Lucas decided to go ahead and make these movies is Rian Johnson. The idea that he gets a trilogy after what he did to trash everything that George Lucas built in the OT and the prequels. Do you understand what it's going to do to episode 9? You honestly think that we're going to go, oh, well, he is not working on this part of Star Wars. We don't care. We don't care. Because to us, it looks like you're rewarding him. So again, transparency. Announce that he does not have a trilogy. That this is something else, okay? Because, gee, that would be a show of goodwill to the fans. You know, the fans you need. You know, my money, everybody else's money. You want us all to go to the movies. You want us all to buy the stuff. We don't do it because we feel like, you know, we're getting the at us. Do you think we like that? No. You know, I know that you don't like him. It's well known in Hollywood that you don't like Rian Johnson. So what the fuck? All right, sorry for swearing, sir. I'm sorry. Anyway, number 2. After you get rid of a lot of these people that were either dragged in by Kathleen Kennedy, and she can still be there, you know, as long as she stays out of everybody else's hair, get people who are fans, who understand the lore, who understands the mythos surrounding Star Wars, okay? Who understands the mythos surrounding Star Wars, okay? This is very important. You cannot have people who are not fans, who are just there to hack away at the mythos for their own agendas, working on something that doesn't have anything to do with their agendas. Do you understand? Star Wars is not relevant. It is timeless. There's a big difference between that, okay? Between those two words. And, again, as you saw in TLJ, and Solo, and I called it Solo, yes. Relevancy does not work in Star Wars. You know, I don't care if someone's a liberal. George Lucas is a liberal. I am. I'm not that kind of liberal, but I am. I never once walked away feeling dirty and filthy and disgusted by watching a Star Wars movie that he directed. I felt uplifted and happy, okay? I walked into TLJ. I already knew what the spoilers were. I was horrified. I walked out pissed off, okay? Because I was A, preached to, B, insulted. I saw 2 of my favorite characters ripped apart. The other one, who was butchered in the other movie, wasn't even mentioned. Now do you understand why we're angry? Okay, so get fans who love this stuff, who want to do well by this stuff, in there that have experience, in there to forward the story. And here's my last thing. A lot of people are going to disagree with me. Because, what about the people who liked it? Well, I don't really know anybody who does like the Disney canon, and they won't know the difference if it disappeared anyway, because they'll be out watching another franchise. Because the people that think they like this are not Star Wars fans. In fact, you can go on Twitter, which is a very small microcosm of society, actually, for mostly angry people yelling at each other. But if you find a TLJ fan, they're mostly girls between the ages of 12 and 15. And, you know, the boys that chase them around have only been fans of Star Wars for a year. They don't buy the stuff. Their parents won't buy in the stuff. Their parents won't take them to the movies over and over and over again. Okay? So, getting rid of Rey, Ren, and the rest of this garbage wouldn't really be a bad thing. Anyway, just a few ideas I'm throwing out there because I've really kind of been like about what you could do. And here's the very last thing. The expanded universe was an absolute perfect. There are hundreds of stories in it. Hundreds of stories you could put on your streaming service in animation for the kids to watch. Maybe make it so adults could watch it too, okay? Because I'll tell you one thing. Since I heard that you're only going PG and barely PG, I'm not buying the streaming service, all right? I'm not, okay? You know, maybe you could do like Star Wars After Dark or something just to let, you know, or maybe make it intelligent enough so adults and kids could watch it like George Lucas did, you know. But there are hundreds of stories in the expanded universe that should be put to film, okay? There was your bread and butter right there, okay? Well-written, well-crafted stories with magnificent characters. And here's my last thing. Look up Jaina Solo. Just look her up, okay? You want a strong woman, Jaina Solo. This is Steph, signing out. I'll see you around the cantina, see you around the galaxy. Guys, remember, tip the Wookiee bartenders 20%. Don't start any trouble because, you know, the Wookiee bouncers can't be stopped. So, I'll see you around. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Hit the bell for more content when I upload. And feel free to hit the like button as hard as you can. And share away here. We share away here for love of Star Wars. And I'll see you around the galaxy. You around the cantina.